In today's video, we are talking the rumors of a new Jungle Cruise as well as the Avatar film showing up at your Disney parks right after this.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.
What is up, you guys? Long time no see. It has been a while since I've done a video, but I am pretty sure that I will be back on schedule and yeah, we'll be doing a show now. So I was thinking how to do a video that was different than, a lot of videos that are out on YouTube and all the other social media sites. And honestly, I just wanted to kind of stick with what I enjoy doing most, which is talking. So I wanted to create a video about once, maybe twice a week, where we will pick one or two news articles regarding Disney and talk about it. That way you and I can create a conversation and we can actually get to know each other a little better and also share our love and sometimes our not so much love for Disney. So today's big topic was a couple of days ago, Rock announced via his Instagram what seemed to be a reimagining of the Jungle Cruise. Now you may not be aware, but The Rock is signed on to act as well as produce, if I'm not mistaken, executive produce, the new Jungle Cruise film that will be coming out. Now this had a mixed reaction. Obviously, if you're a fan of The Rock and his work, you probably got excited about this. Maybe if you're a Disney purist and you were upset that they changed from Maelstrom to Frozen, they changed, from Tower of Terror to Guardian of the Galaxy, you probably were not happy about this news. Now, on one hand, I totally get this, and I completely understand why Disney would do something like this. They have a film coming out for the Jungle Cruise, and it would only make sense to bring in some kind of new life to get people motivated, not only for the film, but also for the ride. But on the other hand, of course, I also understand that, Jungle Cruise, especially in Disneyland, was Walt's original idea. Like, this is something he held dear more than anything. It was one of the things that helped create Disneyland into what it was. And for a movie's sake, to see that, potentially change can be pretty upsetting. Now, since then, Disney has come out to say, while they did have a meeting with The Rock, they are not going to be changing the Jungle Cruise. I, however, have a couple of little theories about it. For example, you look at Pirates of the Caribbean. When the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise started to take off, Disney really wanted to implement the idea of the films along with the ride. Technically, the rides have nothing to do with the film. So whether it's bringing in someone like Davy Jones into the ride or bringing Jack Sparrow into the ride, Disney did bring these franchise characters of the films into the rides. I personally do believe we'll see something like that, especially if Jungle Cruise, the film, is a success. If we see it as a success, potentially even maybe 2 or 3 coming out of it, I definitely would not be surprised of seeing some kind of integration with the film and the ride. But of course, the whole reason why we're doing this video is to get you involved and to talk about it. So please comment, let me know how you feel, whether good or bad. I understand some people were angry about the changes Disney has been doing. On the other hand, some people understand we got to keep changing and moving forward. But I'd love to know what you think, so please be sure to comment. In other news, Disney is going to be airing the Avatar film at the Animal Kingdom as well as the AMC Theater at Disney Springs. Now, this is something that, again, I personally kind of believe was going to happen because when Avatar first came out in 2009, it was a huge success. It was like mind-blowing success. People were coming out of the theater crying. I don't know if you've ever seen the film. If you haven't, might as well go check it out now. Especially if you're going to be, visiting the Pandora land there. But it was a huge hit. Then we get, mention of sequels coming out, but little by little, all of that kind of fades away because nothing ends up happening. But we do know that Disney signs on the name of Avatar, and that's it. All of a sudden, we see the buildings, the work toward building the Avatar land there at Animal Kingdom. I said this, again, I don't know if it was a podcast or a video, but I said this, where I said, do not be surprised when we see a mix of Avatar integrating with the park and the park integrating with the film. Since then, Avatar has released their actual dates when they come out, and they have stated that the park will, be a part of it, and the park has stated that the film will be a part of the park, if that makes any sense. So in other words, what I'm trying to say is they're going to be, coinciding with each other. So if the park, don't be surprised that when you see something in the films, you'll end up seeing it in the parks. So what's really interesting about this, is Avatar is not owned by Disney. Like the film itself, they didn't make it. It's not, you don't see, at least in the original film, the first film, you don't see Walt Disney Pictures, come out. But we're seeing something, I think, that is very unique in that, we see Disney buy Star Wars. We see Disney buy, Marvel. And we think, okay, so why wouldn't they buy Avatar? I don't know why they wouldn't buy this, and maybe they're working on it. Maybe they will eventually. It's definitely a huge gamble, but I don't think it's necessarily one Disney can afford to make. On one hand, if the films do terribly, if they upset people, if they are not as successful as the film would hope it would be, we might see a difference in what Disney does in the parks. Right now, the good thing that Avatar has going for it is that Disney is the one that's really pushing it out there with the park, the way they created it, the animatronics that they've added to it, the rides that they're adding to it. Right now, Avatar really has no risk involved. Disney's the one who's creating this huge world for them and creating a lot of talk for them. But once Avatar films start coming out, like I said, now it's a different world where, maybe people have been liking Pandora, or maybe they've been on that. Maybe it hasn't been as big success as Disney had hoped. And if the film bombs, if it tanks, if it's not good, we might see some different kind of variety happening there in that space. I don't think they'll take away Avatar Land. Obviously, it's a park, and Disney, while they do make changes inside the parks, like Toonland, stuff like that, I don't see them actually like completely breaking it down. Right? They're gonna keep it up for years to come. But I think we will see a difference if the films aren't as successful as they should be. But again, I do want to get your opinion. So comment below, are you excited for the new addition in Animal Kingdom? I definitely am excited for it. I think it's really cool what Disney's doing. The Avatar that they show moving around is a little freaky to me, but at the same time, really cool looking. Very excited to check it out myself very soon. So if you look down below in the description, you can, of course, subscribe wherever you're watching this, but I am posting all of my stuff on Patreon. It is free. It is not something I'm charging you for. I put $1 suggestion. If you want to do it, you can do $1 or more, but I'm telling you this because I want that to be at my hub, because with everything going on with YouTube and Facebook and Twitter, Patreon kind of gives you more control, if that makes sense. So, be sure to go and follow me there as well, so you don't miss not only future videos, but the podcast and everything else that I post there on Patreon. So please be sure to check it out. Thank you so much. Have an awesome night, day, week, whenever you're watching this. And as always, stay magical.
To all who come to this happy place, welcome.